Alright, we're back and we're going to do the hat now. Now the little band on the hat, I want to leave that and go with a little, sort of a little burnt umber on that. So I'm working on the hat up here. Here with the gray. Now this little band around the hat here, as I told you, I'm going to leave that. But I never saw the Civil War soldier as a person with these beautiful, elegant uniforms as you see on TV and stuff like that. I don't believe that was the way it was at all. Not the pictures I saw of Civil War soldiers. Most of them, like I said, most of them didn't even have uniforms. They were so ragged and ragged out. So, okay. Now, what we have here, now I'm going to use a little burnt umber. Get a little bit smaller brush. I'm going to use a little bit burnt umber, which is sort of a deep brown, to use on the there's a little button, like a little buckle right there that I'm going to paint another color too. So there's a little gray I missed right in there. Get that, see that? And there's a little gray in here that I missed. Okay. Now let me get a paper towel. Just a second. And I'm going to use a little burnt umber for the belt also. Basically, I'm not going to worry too much about, because the knife is going to go there, and then I can do it back here. And I think the reason I don't like to do the painting as much as I do the carving is because the painting requires a little bit better eyesight than the carving. And my eyesight's not the best in the world. Okay. Now, you've got that done. Now let's go ahead. I think what I'm going to do, I've got a little bit of gold. Just I think I have a little, yeah, I have a little gold. But just a second, I want to do something here. I'm going to put it on the buttons, but I'm not going to put it real bright because I don't want it to be that way. Like I said, I don't think that I'm going to use a little. There we go. Where the gold comes out, not real like real bright gold on the buttons up there. By using the water, it waters it down. Just like that. And if I want to make them a little bit brighter, where it gives it kind of just the there it is. Okay. Now, I'm going to let him dry just for a minute. Let this all kind of dry. If you can kind of see the little gold buttons there. I'm going to let him dry for just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and work on this knife. Excuse me, work on this gun. I'm not going to go to great extremes. I'm going to use a little burnt umber for the stock of the gun. And I'm going to even bring it up a little bit further, where the stock goes a little bit further. As you see, I'll let the wood show through. Now don't do that with the trigger guard. We're gonna paint that, and the trigger itself. We're gonna use a little gold in there. You can use a little gold, you can use a little silver. This point right here. Now, let me take my gold and I'm going to go. No, I'm not going to do that with my trigger guard. My trigger guard is going to be sort of a bluish black. I'm sorry. I'm going with my gold a little bit on my hammer. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to go over it with a little, what I call Payne's Gray. Just to give it that look. See? Now, let me get my, what I call, it's called Payne's Gray. It's like a black, okay? But it's not, okay. Is this it? Yes, this is it. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing here. Get Let me get some of this out of the way. Keep you a napkin nearby. This is Payne's Gray. It's like you can get it at most. When you look at it, it's like a bluish black. Okay, and most of your barrels on your guns were. Remember how we used to say we used to blue a barrel? Well, that's what I'm using right here. In other words, sort of a bluish black. A barrel looks black, but it's actually a deep blue is what it is. We used to say when we were younger, we would take our shotguns and we would blue them. Had bluing kits, in other words, that we would use, and thought we really knew what we were doing. Professionals would know what they're doing. There we go. Sort of like that. Let me go ahead and catch this bottom guard with the same thing. Just like that. Okay. And then I'll take a little bit and just go over this gold just a little bit, just to give it a... Most of those rifles, they were in pretty bad shape. They were great rifles, but I mean, they were dirty, they were dingy, they'd used them out in the field, they'd been out in the rain. I mean, it was just, you know. All right. I'm gonna set that aside. And my time's about up once again. But we will continue with our piece.